What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I am here to do one of my quick hit scouting report videos. This one is for the New York Giants. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So they obviously lost to the Dallas Cowboys, who we don't really care about so much because we don't play them. But the Cowboys are now 4-1, and they are looking like, just as a quick note though, they are looking like a really good team this year. With Dak Prescott being back and so on and so forth. So, and their defense is really stepping up. Micah Parsons looks like a fucking monster. So yeah, just a quick little side note there. So just for context, I guess, and stuff, whatever. But they lost 44-20. The Giants now dropped to 1-4 on the season. And let's see here. Let's get into these statistics. So they had 367 total yards and gave up 515. They had 294 passing and gave up 314. Only 73 on the ground while giving up 201. They had 5.7 yards per play and gave up 7. They did not lose a fumble, but did get a fumble. They recovered a fumble. They threw 2 interceptions and received 1 interception, so got 1 interception themselves. They didn't let up any sacks, though, and they did get 2 on the Cowboys. They only had 30%, though, on third down efficiency while giving up 57%. They had the ball for 27-48 to the opposing Cowboys 32-12, and the Giants had 5 penalties. Cowboys had 8. Okay. Jumping into this. So, just for a little bit more context, defensively, they gave up 22 of 32 for 302 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception to Dak Prescott. Ced Wilson had one pass for 22 yards, apparently. Let's see, Ezekiel Elliott, 21 rushes for 110 yards, 1 touchdown, and a 5.2 average. Tony Pollard, 14 rushes, 75 yards, and a 5.4. Receiving, CeeDee Lamb led the way, 4 of 6, 84 and a touchdown. Dalton Schultz, 6 of 8 for 79. Amari Cooper, 3 of 6, 60 and a score. Noah Brown, 3 of 4 for 36. Ced Wilson, 1 for 35. Tony Pollard, 4 of 4 for 28. And so, look, man, you know, as far as the the Giants go, obviously, look, we don't play them till week 13. It's a home game for us. So, you know, hopefully maybe some, home field advantage, although unfortunately our home field advantage seems to have been wearing thin in recent days, especially with the stadium not being filled up as much as we would like it to. But, you know, this is a team that we should definitely beat, so let's continue on with this. Mike Glennon went 16 of 25 for 196, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Daniel Jones was 5 of 13 for 98. Obviously had to come out in this game. Devontae Booker led the way, 16 rushes, 42 yards, and a touchdown with a 2.6. Saquon didn't do very much. I think he got hurt too, though, in this game as well. I think they both got injured, if I was not mistaken. Kadarius Toney was 10 for 13 for 189. Evan Ingram, 4 of 4, 55. Devontae Booker, 3 of 4 for 16 and a score. Kyle Rudolph, 1 for 14. And John Ross, 1 of 5 for 13. And so, you know, like I said, man, I mean, this is a not a particularly great team that the Dolphins absolutely should beat when we play them. But if we're keeping it real right now, as it stands, there really isn't a team. There are no gimmies for the Dolphins anymore at this point because of how bad they have performed. And, you know, when we get to these league standings here in just a second, I mean, you'll see the Giants currently through 5 weeks, you know, are a lot better than the Dolphins in a number of categories, particularly on offense, but also in some defensive statistics too. And so, you know, and look, the big questions for the Dolphins right now, there's 2 main questions. The first one regarding Tua, it's a 2-parter. 1, can he stay healthy behind this shit offensive line? And the other part of that question is will he actually be able to, lift the team up on his shoulders and, be the sole reason why we turn things around. And again, I've said this a million times, it's not just on Tua. There are so many other, or any quarterback, Deshaun Watson, it doesn't matter who it is. There are so many other issues that go into the coaching, et cetera, that, and I believe that if he hasn't fully lost the locker room yet, that he's certainly well on his way to doing so. Excuse me, which is a major factor. I just don't think Tua can do it, man, and it's super unfair to expect him to do so. And it's super shitty because if he can't, then there's going to be so many people that be like, see, he's not a franchise guy because he couldn't put the entire team on his back and be the lone savior, even though there are so many other problems with this team. Bad offensive line, wide receivers that can't stay healthy, terrible run defense, no pass rush, bad coaching, etc. So I think that whole conversation is bullshit. It's not fair to put it all on Tua. He can't do it all himself, and I don't expect him to. As much as I would love to see it, I just don't expect him to because there are too many issues. And unfortunately, if I'm keeping it completely 100, I think that there's a higher probability that this offensive line gets him hurt again before he's able to string off a number of wins to get us to fucking, back to respectable. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these league standings so you can see, because obviously I'll give you a look at where the Dolphins stand. But I'll go ahead and tell you most of these statistics, they're ahead of us in. And they're actually, pretty decent in some of these, right? So they're 12th in total yards with 1,903 on the season and 380.6 per game offensively, obviously. They're 8th in the league in passing with 1,478 total, 295.6 per game. They're 24th in rushing, which still is better than us because we're dead fucking last when it comes to rushing. So that's still better than us. They have 479 total yards with 95.8 per game. They're 23rd in the league, and that's not very good, but it's still better than us because we can't score points to save our fucking life, right? Even in the one game that Tua was here, at the Patriots game, we still only scored 17 points, right? Because, man, the issues are way bigger than Tua. He's better than Brissett, unquestionably. But I'm not convinced that, and it's not fair to expect him to. Anyway, I had my soapbox on that. Let's continue. They have 103 total points and 20.6 per game, which is 23rd or 19th with ties taken into account. They're giving up 408.6 yards total per game defensively, which is 29th. Passing yards, it's 280.4, which is 22nd. Excuse me. Rushing yards, 138.4 per game, which is 27th. Excuse me again. Points per game, 27.8, which is 26th. Still better than us, though, because I think we're giving up, 30.4 or something like that, if I remember off the top of my head. But that's 22nd when taking ties into account. They have 6 takeaways, which is 16th, 7th with ties, 3 interceptions, which is 21st, 6th with ties, 3 fumbles, which is 9th, 4th with ties. Sacks, they have 8, which is 31st on the list, with 10th being their place when ties taken into consideration. Passes defense, they have 20, which is 14th, 8th with ties. And their third down percentage is better than us because, of course, we're dead last in that category, too. Unfortunately, with their 47.1% conversion percentage on third down given up, which is 29th. And then, of course, just to take a sad and sober look at where the Dolphins stand currently. And look, man, again, just one more time, I hope that Tua can come back and get us some wins and improve this offensive performance. But, I don't have confidence because, again, it's not all about him, man. This entire team is collapsing. And that was what I told you guys was going to be. That was my prediction, and that they were going to collapse because not only are there a multitude of issues, but they're super deep. You know, I've been talking about it with the way that Brian Flores is trying to replicate the Patriots. He's a douchebag. He's hard to talk to, right? Hard to play for, right? All this other stuff. He's super egotistical. Anyway, quick look at the Dolphins offense. Quick look at the Dolphins defense and their league standings. And then that will be how we wrap it. So I know it's doom and gloom right now, guys, but look, you know, maybe and hopefully Tua can come back and hopefully he can stay healthy and we can at least get wins against teams that we're supposed to win against, like the Jags this Sunday and the Giants in week 13. But unfortunately, right now, as it stands today, you know, I just don't believe that Tua is going to be able to overcome all of this and get us back to, you know, the point where we're competing for the playoffs and stuff like that. It's just, it's way bigger than him. And I've said it a million times too, this organization has set him up for failure on so many levels that it's just unfair and he definitely deserves better. So, but we'll see how things turn out. There's obviously still 12 games left to play. So, you know, hopefully they will surprise us all and, you know, turn things around. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.